Hey there, everyone. How are you? I am out and about today. Just jumped in the car after a meeting. I want to talk about core strength all week because obviously we have a lot of craziness in the world with coronavirus and things, and a lot of people are at home, self-quarantine, which is the right thing to do. But time to improve your core strength. So I'm still treating patients. Some are coming in working on some injuries and things, and one of the things that I had a conversation about recently was a patient who was working on their core, and I think this is going to be really helpful to you. So just kind of hang with me for a minute. I'm going to try to demonstrate this. I don't think it's going to work, but when you work on your core, the big thing that people always go to is like sit-up crunches. Bicycle kicks is a big one, and they're constantly thinking like, I'm working my core by doing that. But I need you guys to understand one key thing about your core is it's not just the beach muscles that you want to work on. And if you want to work your core in a way that's going to help you not only in running but just life in general, maybe you struggle with back pain or hip pain or sciatica or things, crunches aren't going to be the solution for that, because what you need to think about with core strength is your core is 360 degrees. It is your front, it's the front of your body, it's the sides of your trunk, it's the low back, and it's 360 degrees all the way around your body. And the way I like to describe this is, if you think for a minute, this is going to be very visual, or you're going to have to visualize this, but put a pole on the ground, right? And you let that pole just stand in the ground. A little gust of wind could knock that pole over, right? Because it's not very stable if you just try to stand up a pole. And the way that the core works is it works on, if you think of that pole as your spine and your trunk, the way that the core works is it provides stability to that pole. So for example, you have your pole standing up. Imagine you had a wire going from, this is going to be tough, from this finger and coming down to the ground, a guy wire. So you stand a pole on the ground, you run a wire from the top of the pole to the ground. And let's say you take 10 wires, and around that pole, right off the front of it, I wish I had a better way to describe this. I really don't. I'm going to try to do it again later. But you run a bunch of wires off to one side. The pole would be very difficult. So imagine if I had on my nose side a bunch of wires attaching to the top of my finger and hitting the ground. It'd be very tough to tip that pole over this way, but the pole would easily fall towards that. And really the big thing about this is that once you add more guy wires or poles all the way around that pole that's standing up, it gets very strong and stable. Maybe this is not making any sense at all, but the take-home message is this, is that the way that your core works, when you're just doing crunches all the time, you're strengthening one side of your spine. It causes a ton of imbalance, and it causes a lot of instability through the low back and through the hips. So when you're thinking about your core strength, you can't just work the front side. You need to, because you're going to develop this overbalance of strength there, and you need to work on the sides, you need to work on your low back. So I'm going to actually post a link in this video to the video I posted a couple days ago about how to work your core. But you just take home this, other than my crappy demonstration, is that when you're working on your core, low back, it needs to be the sides of your trunk, it needs to be the front of your trunk, and some would even say it needs to be into your glutes and into your scapula and in your mid back. Your core is just not the beach muscles up front. Sit-ups, bicycles, crunches, all that stuff is not going to help you in life, being avoidance of back pain. It's not going to help you in sport. So I'm going to post the link in this video. Lots of planks. This is the other thing. So people do a lot of regular planks, right? I ask people all the time, what are you doing for core? They usually say sit-ups and stuff like that. But if they're doing planks, they're only doing the front side. Again, if you just work the front, you're going to be overpowered on that side. You're not stabilizing. You're not doing, you're kind of cutting it way short, and probably you're probably causing some more harm. Everyone I talk to, not everyone, but most people I talk to are not doing side planks. They say, oh, those are tougher, I just don't do those. Well, no shit, they're tougher, pardon the French, because you're not good at them and you're weak there, and you've caused this big imbalance. So don't skip your side planks, don't skip your bridges. Ideally, we'd like to take people from the planking realm, front, side planks, bridges, work them dynamically there, lifting legs and things, and then we like to get them off their feet and doing core and standing. So that whole process of improving core strength is super important, but this is the perfect time for all of you to be doing, you can do core every day. I talked about this in the previous video. You can do core every single day because they're endurance muscles. They need to be working all the time. So find out a core routine, start using it. I have a core routine that you can use completely for free. I'll post the link in this video because I did it previously. And if you want some more help with your core, check out the link in this post. I think it's Run Smart 2020. We actually have a bunch of workouts that you guys can check out during this dead time where no one's out. So perfect opportunity to work on your core, perfect opportunity to get ready because you're going to be probably ramping up your running for all this fall racing that's coming. Core, don't just work the front side, people. Work the whole thing. And I'll post that link down below. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.